Another area in terms of communication is managing news, that you have some control as to when it's going to go out. The old adage, never screw up on a slow news day. Now, obviously, you can't really control. You don't know when screw-ups are going to happen. But if it does happen on a slow news day, it's a situation that needs much more attention, because one of the things, the reality out there is there's only so much time for news. And if you hit a slow news day, particularly let's say it's a Friday, and a lot of times news entities, operations are very much understaffed on the weekend. And so what is news on Friday tends to a lot of times be news on the same news on Saturday, and Sunday before Monday they get a new set of things to talk about. And I'm a little bit exaggerating here, but screwing up on a Friday when there's not much news out there, and it's not only going to make a big deal on Friday, but it's going to carry over the weekend. Work hard, even harder to be on top of that situation, even though obviously you can't control when mistakes are going to happen. The flip side of that in some ways is you've got something that's not necessarily good news. I mean, maybe the goal that you had set to be at a certain level, fundraising or sales or bottom line numbers aren't quite what you wanted them to be, but it's something that you routinely release or have to release on some kind of a basis. Well, if you have the option to release that bad news on a very busy news day, when there's a lot of really high, important news taking place, that's a good time to slip it in. You're following through, you're sharing what you're supposed to share, but you've been smart enough to do it on a day or a time of the day that's least likely to be spun out of control and suddenly become a bigger story than it really should have been.